Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a truly fascinating and honestly, completely paradigm-shifting concept for anyone building a business or an audience right now. We are looking at humanity as the ultimate marketing moat. Now, if you're an entrepreneur, a creator, or a marketer trying to navigate this whole generative AI era, you're probably feeling this very specific underlying tension, right? You know the landscape is shifting beneath your feet, and those old rules of standing out, they're rapidly expiring. The strategies that worked beautifully just, 2 or 3 years ago, suddenly feel completely obsolete. So today, we're going to explore exactly how to build a personality-led brand in an age where algorithms can literally generate infinite content. And we'll see why your very humanity is absolutely your best competitive advantage.
So I want you to really let this question sink in for a second. What happens when everyone has access to the exact same knowledge? I mean, imagine a world, well, actually the world we're living in right this second, where tools like ChatGPT and Gemini make profound, high-level expertise virtually free. For decades, the barrier to entry in almost any industry was pretty simple, just knowing more than the next person. But what happens to your business model or your whole marketing strategy when a competitor can just instantly generate a masterclass-level strategy document, a perfect blog post, or even a flawless code base with a single prompt? Suddenly, just knowing the answers, it's no longer enough to win the game.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Section 1, the end of expertise.
We're entering this crazy phase where the very thing we used to charge a premium for, technical knowledge and raw information, has basically become a baseline commodity. It's the new floor. It's not the ceiling anymore. In the old era of marketing, expertise equaled advantage. If you had the facts, the data, the step-by-step how-to, you held all the power. But in the AI era, trust equals advantage. And this is a massive paradigm shift for all of us. When everyone can sound like an expert, sounding like an expert doesn't build trust anymore. It honestly just sounds like noise. The competitive advantage has completely shifted away from what you know to how much the audience actually trusts you as the messenger. And it's kind of ironic, isn't it? Information is abundant, accessible, and virtually free. Think about it. For all of human history, we've strived to make information accessible to everyone. And now that technology has actually achieved this, flooding the zone with perfect, instant answers, technical knowledge has completely lost its competitive edge. It's everywhere. And because it's everywhere, its perceived value has absolutely plummeted. If your audience can get the exact same information from a free AI prompt in 3 seconds, why on earth should they buy it from you? Why should they even follow you? Which leads us perfectly into Section 2, the AI trust deficit. So we've established information is everywhere, right? But the fallout from that is that synthetic AI-generated content is absolutely flooding the market. We see it literally everywhere. And as a result, polished corporate messaging is increasingly viewed with major suspicion. Think about it. When you read a perfectly manicured, actually scratch that, a totally flawless corporate blog post today, what's your first instinct? You probably wonder, wait, did a robot write this? We're all reacting defensively to this overwhelming sea of perfection. And because of this, trust becomes the absolute scarcest resource in marketing. In a world of infinite, free, synthetic perfection, human trust is the bottleneck. It's the rarest commodity we have.
And that brings us to Section 3, personality as the new moat. Okay, so if trust is this super scarce resource, how do we actually build an unassailable advantage? Well, faceless corporations rely on polished messaging, which, as we just talked about, audiences now treat with deep suspicion. We all know that robotic, we value your feedback email voice, or that completely sterile, jargon-filled corporate apology. But on the flip side, founder-led brands are run by imperfect individuals. They have quirks, they make typos, they might record a messy, honest video from their living room when something goes wrong, and as a result, they earn vastly deeper audience loyalty. People increasingly trust the imperfect human over the flawed machine. Your simple human imperfection isn't a bug, it's absolutely the feature that proves you're real.
The reality really boils down to this. The brands that win won't be the ones with the most information. They'll be the ones with the strongest human connection. That right there is your ultimate competitive advantage in today's landscape. The race to acquire and distribute the most information, that race is over. The machines won it, for sure. The new race, the one that actually builds long-term, profitable, resilient brands, is the race to build the strongest human connection.
So how exactly does that human connection work? Let's check out Section 4, the power of parasocial bonds.
We're talking about parasocial relationships. Now, if you haven't heard this term, these are essentially one-sided psychological bonds where audiences develop a really strong sense of connection, trust, and loyalty to a media personality or a founder. And this isn't just a marketing buzzword, it's a profound psychological mechanism. When an audience watches you, listens to you, and sees your genuine personality over time, their brains literally process it much like a real-life friendship. They feel like they truly know you. A faceless corporation cannot build a parasocial bond. An AI definitely cannot build a true parasocial bond. Only a human being can do this, and it's the absolute bedrock of audience loyalty today.
And if you want to accelerate those bonds, you need radical transparency. This creates significantly deeper audience loyalty because authenticity converts vastly better than perfection ever could. When you pull back the curtain, when you share your struggles right alongside your successes, when you're just radically transparent about your process, you're feeding that parasocial bond. You're actively proving your humanity in a sea of synthetic content. People don't want the polished end result anymore. They crave the messy, real, transparent journey of the human who's actually creating it.
Okay, let's make this super actionable for you. Welcome to Section 5, Building an Uncopyable Brand. Building this moat really comes down to 3 key steps. Step 1, embrace your imperfect individuality over polished messaging. Stop trying to sound like a perfect corporate brochure. Just speak like yourself. Your quirks are your moat. Step 2, utilize radical transparency to build trust. Show your work, share your failures. Let the audience actually see the human behind the brand. And finally, step 3, rely on your unique perspective. AI can summarize 1,000 articles on a topic in a heartbeat, but it has never lived your specific life. It hasn't worked with your specific clients or failed at your specific endeavors. Your basic humanity, your lived experience, is your safest harbor. It's the one thing you have that no machine can ever truly generate.
By the way, if you want to dive even deeper into mastering this whole new landscape, I highly, highly recommend checking out the source material for today's explainer. The book is called Ancient Marketing Secrets in the AI Age, and you can grab it right now on Amazon. It is an absolutely vital resource for anyone trying to navigate this massive shift and truly build a brand that stands the test of time and, well, the test of technology.
All right, I'm going to leave you with this final provocative thought. AI can copy your knowledge, but can it replicate your perspective? The answer, definitively, is no way. Your lived experiences, your unique voice, your human flaws, and your genuine passions are completely uncopyable. In the age of infinite synthetic content, your authentic self is the ultimate competitive advantage. So stop hiding behind polished perfection and start leaning heavily into your humanity. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.